Today, putting up a massive skyscraper takes a fleet of tower cranes, specialized global supply chains, precise software, billions of dollars, and decades of labor. Yet 4.5 millennia ago, the ancient Egyptians executed construction projects of equal or greater magnitude, entirely without heavy machinery, computers, or motorized pulleys. The Great Pyramid of Giza stands 146 meters tall on a base measuring 230 by 230 meters. It is assembled from over 2 million blocks of stone, with individual pieces weighing anywhere from 2 to 15 tons. They achieved this immense scale with absolute mathematical precision. The pyramid rises at exact 45.5-degree angles on every side. It aligns perfectly to true north, south, east, and west. Across its massive surface area, the margin of error is less than 0.2%. We tend to view human history as a straight, upward line of progress. But the physical blueprint for advanced, precise engineering was actually finalized thousands of years ago. The precision extended far beyond the tombs of the pharaohs. The cities of Memphis and Thebes proved that the Egyptians were masters of complex urban engineering. These were meticulously planned urban centers. City grids featured dedicated zones for residential housing, designated market spaces for commerce, and centralized administrative areas. Underneath the streets, permanent municipal drainage systems safely separated clean drinking water from waste. To sustain these massive populations, they engineered the Nile River ecosystem. 7,000 years ago, they conceptualized massive hydrological dams and regional channel systems to divert the seasonal flooding. This guaranteed year-round agricultural stability, yielding 3 distinct crop cycles every 12 months. These cities ran a highly self-sufficient manufacturing economy. The production of linen textiles, copper tools, and milled grain relied on specialized artisans. Every mass-produced item even bore distinct quality control marks to guarantee standard sizing and durability. They successfully managed regional civil engineering and sustained complex urban populations without a single piece of modern industrial equipment. Their approach to human health relied closely on observation, documentation, and empirical science. Physical evidence recovered from preserved mummies reveals highly capable surgeons. Skeletons show successful trepanations, drilling into the skull, and perfectly set broken bones wrapped in specialized splints. Bone regrowth patterns indicate these patients fully healed and survived for weeks or years after complex procedures. Here is their pharmaceutical database. The 3,500-year-old Ebers papyrus contains 700 precise prescriptions, detailing exact dosages. Many remain valid today. They applied raw honey to sanitize open wounds and prescribed castor oil for severe digestive issues, remedies modern pharmacology still recognizes. Their medical infrastructure extended into systemic public health. They employed specialized midwives for maternal and postnatal care and enforced strict sanitation laws for waste disposal and water separation to keep their populations safe from the plagues that devastated other ancient societies. Their entire medical apparatus relied on observation, accurate documentation, and preventative care, the exact same pillars that uphold the 21st century medical system. Maintaining a stable empire across millennia relied on a rigid foundation of organized data and applied mathematics. They built a functional decimal system capable of counting to incredibly high numbers, along with a complex system of fractions. They calculated the value of pi to 3.16, missing the exact modern value by only a fraction of a percent. They were utilizing the 3-4-5 right triangle geometry for perfect structural measurements nearly 1,500 years before the Greek mathematician Pythagoras was even born. They applied this mathematical precision directly to the sky. By tracking the exact annual reappearance of the star Sirius, which coincided perfectly with the flooding of the Nile, they divided the year into 365 days and 12 equal months. Their data collection extended to the Earth as well. The Torino papyrus shows they documented complex topographies, mapping the locations of gold mines, trade routes, and mineral deposits perfectly to scale. This vast mathematical framework enabled a massive civic bureaucracy. They executed systematic taxation, wrote specific laws for different social classes, ran structured schools for civil engineering, and maintained an economic safety net that guaranteed standard daily bread rations of 1.5 kilograms for regular citizens. The true genius of ancient Egypt was the invisible, mathematically precise civic operating system that managed their society. If this civilization was operating at such an advanced level of sophistication, why did the progress suddenly halt? Their stability was eventually shattered by cascading historical disasters. They lost their political autonomy to new empires, suffered relentless foreign invasions, and faced severe societal collapse under overwhelming external pressure. The ultimate catastrophe was the systemic destruction of their collective database. Great libraries holding thousands of years of accumulated data were burned to ash, and their highly complex written language was entirely forgotten. This erasure forced humanity into a devastating reset. The world would wait nearly 2,000 years for the Industrial Revolution to eventually relearn the science and engineering that had already been mastered. Everything achieved during this ancient modernity audit, the architecture, the medicine, the urban zoning, the exact astronomical calculations, was accomplished entirely through human intellect. There was no motorized machinery, no microchips, and no calculators. Their immense success relied strictly on meticulous planning, extreme patience, and the perfect organization of human capital. Today, our modern technological devices become obsolete in a matter of months. Meanwhile, their civic structures, laws, and architectural feats remain stable and operational for thousands of years. The legacy of ancient Egypt proves that civilizational advancement is determined by the durability of our knowledge and the organization of our people, rather than just the sheer complexity of our tools.